All right. Hey, everybody. It's Nathan Graham, a local realtor in Durham region. Hey, listen, this is brand new technology. I'm streaming to multiple places right now. I have no idea if this is going to work out or anything. Heck, I might even get in trouble for the music I have in the background, but whatever. Let's try it out for the first time. Hey, listen, I wanted to reach out to everybody just quickly because a whole lot of news has been coming out in our real estate market. We've been obviously going through some turmoil, and I want to do these weekly updates or sooner, especially as news starts arriving. So, like, for example, yesterday we got some news. Today we got some news from the Bank of Canada. So let's dive in and talk about it. Since it's my first video, I want to give you guys a little bit of history about what's been going on in 2023 so far. Back in 2023, and by the way, I want to back up. I don't know on what platforms this will work, but if you ask questions, I'm hoping it'll pop up in my chat and I'll be able to help answer any of it. Anyways, let's back up. So I want to talk about 2024 a little bit, kind of what happened. Coming in January 2024, we saw a market increase. To give you an example, I had a home listed in October of 2022 that we saw maybe roughly 15 to 20 showings on from October to December 31st. As of January 1st till January 20th, we got like 75 showings. So pretty much right when January 2022 hit, we ended up seeing, or 2023 hit, sorry, we ended up seeing this boom that ended up happening, which was, it was very good to see, especially considering over the last few months how many people got hit. But then obviously we saw rates kind of creep up and up and up and up throughout the entire year, and we saw a really strong market going into June. As of July 1st, so Canada Day, that was the weekend where everything kind of hit a wall and things just started slowing right down, right? So as our market started slowing down, we ended up seeing a lot more instability in the sense that people were afraid of losing homes. Inflation started massively increasing. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been kind of asking myself, when is this going to end? Because we have two different markets that are happening. We have our seasonal market and then we have our interest rate market, let's call it. So I wanted to give you an update of kind of what's happening and why it's happening. So first and foremost, right now we are struggling with a large supply and demand issue. Rest assured, real estate in the long term, I want to say the next 3 to 5 years, is probably the best investment you're ever going to make. Housing is a hot topic. You're seeing it all over the media from every level of government. And housing is such a hot topic that we don't have enough of it. Right. So in the end, we are going to be dealing with a supply and demand issue, which means the house that you currently have or that you're holding on to is going to go up in value as a result. Sorry, I'm just going to a multi-stream chat only, so I just want to see if anybody throws anything there. So in the long run, your home is going to go up in value, which will be absolutely fantastic. Now, the short term is what a lot of people are concerned about, and there's two things to talk about. One, there's variable rates, and two, there's fixed rates. So first and foremost, the variable rate, which has to rely on, for example, what the Bank of Canada came out today and said that they're holding the key interest rate, which means variable rates are probably going to be where they're at. What we're waiting for, if you're on a variable rate mortgage, is for that key interest rate to start coming down. The other thing that we're looking at for fixed rates is we're following the bond market, kind of seeing what's happened. I want to say it topped out close to 5%, and we're sitting about 3.55. I'm going to show you, or 3.44, sorry, I'm going to show you what that looks like. But the bond rate is what affects the fixed mortgage, is what the vast majority of people are getting themselves into now. So, why am I doing this video? Reuters came out with this amazing article yesterday, which I just thought was very encouraging. First and foremost, they have the clickbait. Home prices down nearly 19% from 2022, for the peak in 2022. And I want to be very clear, that peak in 2022 was extremely unhealthy. We saw massive gains just prior to that. So the fact that we're down 19% probably isn't even near enough. But this clickbait is what gets you to click on the article. So cool. Going into it though, on December 5th. So home prices fell due to high borrowing costs, crippled affordability, blah, 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 all the rest. Seasonally adjusted, they fell about 2.2% from October to the next month, which is kind of normal. As we start going in from October to November to December, we are going to see the overall market kind of begin to slow down. We're going to see less homes on the market. More buyers are backing out because they're waiting for December, the holidays. Nobody wants to move over Christmas. One key point, though, is on a year over year. So if we go back to November of last year, home prices were up 0.3%. Now, what this tells me is that we're sitting flat. So a lot of people that I talk to are like, I'm waiting for prices to come down even more. And by the way, I don't have a crystal ball, so all this, let's just caveat right now, all this is just opinion based off of what I see. We have no idea what the future will hold, but what I will tell you is they haven't come really up or down in the last year. 0.3% is almost no movement whatsoever. And so what this is telling me, now that we've kind of had a year of baked in pricing, we're pretty much, my prediction is sitting in at the basement prices right now. Yeah, you might see them go down in a couple months. You might see them go up a little bit, but we're kind of at that basement area. There was a few times this year, for example, in July, that you probably could have picked up homes a little bit cheaper, but nothing dramatic. As a matter of fact, right now I'm seeing some of the cheapest homes ever. Which is, or in a long time, not ever, but in a very long time. For example, you can buy condos in Clarington for under $500,000 now, which is just insanely low compared to the last 5 years. Anyways, so we are up by 0.3% year over year. Inflation and borrowing costs have taken their toll on affordability. This is a fantastic thing. We want that inflation to come down. More importantly, this is what I want to talk about. However, it does appear that relief is on the horizon. Bond yields, which underpin fixed rate mortgages, have been trending lower and increasing the number of forecasts anticipated for the Bank of Canada rate cuts in the first half of 2024. Let's say this again. Bank of Canada rate cuts in the first half of 2024. This is a prediction, but this is a fantastic prediction because just 2 weeks ago we were talking about potentially not having that key bank rate cut until Q3, Q4 of next year. Now we're potentially talking about Q1, Q2. Again, prediction. But a bank rate cut or even a hold going into the spring market could dictate a very, very strong spring of what we're seeing. Now, this bond rate that they're talking about, I'm going to pull it up here. This is the one-day chart, for example, and you can see all day today it's been on a downward trend, which I'm very, very happy about. If I see a 5-year or 5-day trend, you can see it was sitting up about 3.68, give or take, and we're seeing a downward trend over the 5 days. And if I were to go over the last 6 months, we saw it kind of lower back in June, and then we saw it increase into October, and then start the decrease again. This increase, by the way, is when you are getting rates, 5-year fixed rates for about 5.89, 5.9, give or take. So we saw that trend, and we're seeing this play out a little bit in real time. If I go to Rate Hub, and again, I'm just using this as a general example. I want to back up, talk to your mortgage broker, talk to your mortgage advisor, start getting these conversations around the rates because this is very important. But we are seeing that we did see a hold at 5.5. Bond rates, this is the insight, had dropped to 3.3, so we may see fixed rates follow. So this is just as of right now, but we may see it a bit better. But you can get some lending rates for 5.19 on a 5-year fixed. And if you look at bank rates, 5.69. So we're beginning to see downward pressure. As an example, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, this was sitting at 5.89, 6.10. The best rate that I was able to see at that time was 5.9. So this is already, we're seeing downward pressure on rates as a result of all of this. So long story short, so I don't keep you, because I think I've been going about 8 minutes. I want to try to keep these little updates to 10 minutes. There's a little bit of hope on the horizon. As we're coming into the Christmas season, keep in mind December is going to be an overall slower month. We often see less listings come on the market. We see a lot of homes come off the market. We're also going to see a lot less buyers out there. Now, having said that, if you have to sell in December or you are looking at selling December, yes, it's slower, but we do see quality over quantity, which means that the people that are seeing your house are ready to buy. It's not like you get 20 showings to get one offer or 2 offers. You're getting 5 showings to get 1 or 2 offers. So we do see quality over quantity. It's not that our market is bad. It's just slow down. Less inventory, less buyers, but we still see homes move. If you are on the fence, though, or if you're in a position that you think you need to sell coming into the new year, whether it has to do with your rates, affordability, whether it has to do with a job or anything, I do, as of right now, see sparks of life definitely coming into January and February. And the last point I'm going to put on that is, remember, everybody talks about the spring market being April, May, and June, but the realtor spring market is January, February, March. This is when buyers are out there looking, but the rest of the listings haven't caught up. So January, February, March is a fantastic time to list your property and really take advantage of all the buyers out there. So if you are looking to sell and you have questions, remember, our conversation is free. It doesn't mean we're working together, but we can sit down, we can have a conversation about what's going on in the market, what the best strategy for you is going forward. Key warning, if you are looking to buy Sooner as opposed to later is what I'm really stressing to my clientele right now. I think actually, as a matter of fact, picking a home up in December, by the way this trend is looking, nothing changes. Looks like would be a very smart idea. We may have seen our basement price for now. We may have hit the bottom, and it may all be uphill from there. So please reach out. A conversation and a coffee is always free. Don't hesitate with any questions. Chat with you all soon.